say, Shechianu v'kimanu v'giyanu l'zman hazeh. Kayla and Meiron, preparing for this special day. And this begins obviously with the Bedeken, surrounded by your parents, by your moms, by your dads, and family. It's emotional. It's emotional for all of us to be standing here today. It begins with the Bedeken. The Bedeken obviously has historical context. The Yaakov Avinu, to make sure, Meiron, that you're marrying the right wife. Can you confirm this? Confirmed, okay? But in addition, we cover Kayla's face in just a moment to show that you're not just marrying her because of her external beauty. But more importantly, you're marrying Kayla because of her internal beauty. And that's the purpose of the covering of the veil over the face of the bride. Before we do that, we'll give you a bracha. Achotenu at hayila fe'revava. May our sister Kayla, may you grow into thousands of myriads together with Meiron. Kisimech Elohim, Kisara Rivka Rachel Aleya. May Hashem make you Sarah Rivka Rachel Aleya. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May Hashem bless you and safeguard you. Yoyah Adonai pona v'lecha v'choneka. May Hashem shine the godly countenance upon you and be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai pona v'lecha v'yastem l'cha shalom. May Hashem favor upon you and grant you tranquility. Amen. Amen. So Meiron, come forward. Please help out. You just, okay, Yakira. There you go. Job well done. Okay, it's a moment, it's a special moment where parents have a chance to give brachas to their children in quiet, in person, and we'll take a few moments as the parents will share brachas with their children, moments just before they go down to the Chuppa. Okay, so they're on the middle, you can have a few words. Let's see. One big Amen. Amen. We're now ready for the Chuppa. We're going to ask everybody to head down the Chuppa. Not too far of a walk. I think the groomsmen are sticking around. Am I right? Yes. Okay. Little boy and little girl, stick around.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the wedding of Meiron and Kayla. Finally, we are all here this afternoon as we watch these two beautiful souls become one. And because this is a Jewish wedding, this is already the part where I've spoken too much. So without further ado, I would like to call upon the Masaras Dushin, Rabbi Yehuda Stern of Sidon Shul.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam borei pri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddishanu b'mitzvosav v'tzivanu al harayos v'yaser lanu es harusos v'hitir lanu es hanesuos lanu ayidei Chuppa v'kiddushin. Baruch atah Adonai v'kadesh amo Yisrael ayidei Chuppa v'kiddushin. Can you help Meiron with some wine, please? Well, we have Kayla with some wine. Kayla? Be careful, 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 careful. That's it, that's enough. Okay. Daniel, just give me a second before you call up everyone. Okay. Chos and Kala have now stepped from the cup of wine. We are now ready for the most important part of the Chuppa, the beginning of the Erusin and the betrothal with the ring. Daniel, can you tell us who the witnesses are?
Yes. Yes, I can, Rabbi. I would like to call upon Daniel Rapp for the ring.
And the Adim?
And I'd like to call up the Adim, Daniel Reisenberg and Saul Joseph.
Give this to me. Okay, so the first question is to make sure it's yours.
Yeah, it's mine.
Okay. All right, Shavapruta. It's worth a few cents. A bit more than that. Okay, take this in your right hand. Okay, Kayla, your right forefinger. That's right. Right. Hold it there. Second. Okay, put it onto her finger and hold it there. There we go.
הרי את מקודשת לי בטבעצו כדת משה וישראל.
Just push it on. Mekudeshet. Mazel tov.
For the reading of the Ketubah, we would like to welcome Rabbi Asur.
There's no punctuation.
בעזרת השם יתברך, בשמתו ומזל טוב, באחד בשבת 24 בחודש אדר השני, שנת 5782 לבריאת עולם, למניין שלום מונים כאן, יואנסבורג בדרום אפריקה, איך רבי מירון בן רבי נתן אמר לה, ועד הבשות קיילה נעמי, בת רבי לן, בת הלוי, הבלי לאינטו כדת משה בישראל, ואנה אפלח ואוקיר וזון ואפרנס, יתכי לכי כהלכות גוברים יהודאים ופרחים ומוקרים בזנים ומפרנסים אינשרון, וקושתה ויהיב נא לכי, מוהר בתולחי, כסף זוזה מתן דחזה לכי, מדאורייתא וזונחי ופסותחי וסיפוקחי, ומעל לבטחי כאורח כל הרעה, וצביעת מרת קהילה נעמי בתול תדה, ואהבת לאינטו, ודן נתוניה דהנעלת מביא אבוה בין בחסר, בין בזהב, בין בתכשיקין, בין במעלת לבושה, בין בשימושי דירה ושימושי דארסה, הכל קיבל עליו רבי מירון חתן דנן במאז זקוקין כסף צרוף, וצווי רבי מירון חתן דנן והוסיף לה מנגילי אות, מאז זקוקין כסף צרוף, אחרים כנגדן סך הכל 200 זקוקין כסף צרוף, וכך אמר רבי מירון חתן דנן, אחריות שטר כתובתה דה, נדוניה דן ותוספתה דה, כבלית עליי ועל ירתיי בתראי, להתפרה מכל שפר הרג נכסין וקניינים, ואיתי לי תחות כל שמעה דקנאי, ודעתית עלה למתנה, נכסין דאית להון אחריות ודלת להון אחריות, כל הון יון אחראים וארבעים לפרוע מן הון שטר כתובתה דה, מדוניה דן ותוספתה דה, מיני, ואפילו מן גלימה דה כתפיי בחיי, ובתר חיי מן יומה דנן ולעלם, ואחריות וחומר שטר כתובתה דה, נדוניה דן ותוספתה דה, קיבל עליו רבי מירון חתן דנן, כחומר כל שטרי כתובות ותוספתות דנהגים בבנת ישראל העשויים ככל חכמינו זיכרונם לברכה, דלא כאסמכתה ודלא כתוספת דשתרי, וקניינה מן רבי וקנינה מן רבי מירון בן רבי נתן חתן דנן למרת קהילה נעמי בת רבי אילן פד הלוי בתול תדה, ככל מה דכתוב מפורש לעיל במנה דחשר למקניה בה, הכל שריר וקיים, נאום גלעד בן אילן כהלי עד, נאום יונתן מאיר בן דניאל פלי עד.
Do you want English? Okay, take this, and you're going to hand it over to Kayla, and now it becomes yours. The most expensive document you're ever going to receive. Okay, it's now yours. Maxine, you can now hold this. So mic'd up, I'm not sure which one I'm speaking to. Okay. Kayla and Meiron, it's a privilege for me to be standing here today to address you on this very, very special day. Your chasana, your wedding day. Meiron, it's emotional for me because you're one of my very first bar mitzvah boys, at whose ceremonies and Shabbos I officiated at a few years ago at Sydenham. And now we stand here together, emotional, under the Chuppa. Your parents are standing by your side, but I'd like to make mention, as I did by the Chassan's Tish, of your dad, Meiron, Natan, Neil, who I remember dearly, and spent many hours chatting and talking about his children. And to be standing under the chuppah today, we are sure that Neil, Olav Shalom, is standing by your side together with Merle and Yakira and yourselves, celebrating this special day with you. If you're to try to encapsulate Torah in one pasuk, the famous Medrash has a machloket. Which pasuk is the pasuk that encapsulates the entire Torah? Ben Zoma says, Shema Yisrael, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. The oneness of God. Every day we wake up. As we wake up, as we go to sleep. That's the pasuk that encapsulates Yiddishkeit. Benana says, V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. As we know, Zeklal Gadol Batorah, loving a fellow person, being a mensch, being kind, loving another. That's a central principle of Yiddishkeit. And then Pazi says, and it relates to these weeks of the Parashiyot, in particular your offer of Meiron, Shmini, as the inauguration of the Mishkan came to a conclusion, one sheep in the morning, the Tamid offering, one sheep in the evening. That is the pasuk that encapsulates the entire Torah. And in fact, halacha says, as is brought down in Torah Kohanim, there the halacha says, Ben Pazi is right, which is mind-boggling. Not Shema Yisrael, not V'ahavta es Hashem Elokecha kamocha, but rather es hakeves echad ta'aseh v'boker, es hakeves hasheni ta'aseh ben arbayim. That is the central principle of the whole entire Yiddishkeit and Torah. And why is that? Because the message of Ben Pazi is, it's not so much how much you do, which obviously that's important too, but what's most important is consistency. Every day, a Tamid offering in the morning, and every day, a Tamid offering in the evening. That is the most central principle. Whatever a person commits themselves to do, whatever a person commits themselves to learn, or mitzvahs, or observance, that's the most central principle of Yiddishkeit. And that, I think, is the most central principle of marriage, is consistency. The flowers, or the gifts, or the holidays away, those are important. They bring surprise. They bring freshness to a relationship. But what's most important is how you wake up in the morning and how you greet each other. How you say goodbye to each other when you leave the home. How you greet each other as you walk back into the home after a long day. How you say goodnight to each other. Every day, in and day out, the consistency of a marriage, that's the relationship that we're looking for. That's consistency. And that takes the most work. Because to give a gift to a spouse or to surprise the other, that's fun, that's exciting. But it's the day in, day out that takes the most hard work of a husband and wife, of a chassan and kala, to build a relationship with each other, consistency. When I was thinking to myself, Meiron, what is a word that sums up the Jacobson family? And it's the word consistency. With the ruach of Bnei Akiva, which has been given to you by your mom and dad, in particular Neil, the love for Eretz Israel, the love for Torat Israel, the love for Am Israel. We know how much Neil longed to live in Israel, as we all do. But consistency, a family who is so involved in community, who is so involved at Sidnam. Neil sat on committee after committee. Why? Not because he liked committees. No one likes committees. But because he wanted to accomplish. He wanted to accomplish. It was the minyanim, daily minyanim, Shachris and Mincha that he attended. It was the learning and the shiurim that he was part of. That's consistency. To be part, to be a soldier in the community. And Meiron just concluded a siyum on Seder Moed in Gemara. Mind-boggling. And I said to him, when did you start this? And he said, from MTA days. I started to learn Gemara regularly. And recently we did a siyum, just now at the Chassan Stitch. A siyum on Seder Moed. The only way you finish a siyum like that, of one Masechet, or many more Masechtot, is by the consistency every day. That's the most important. Kayla, we met a couple of months back. And to find someone who matches Meiron, as they say in Hebrew, bull, perfectly, is amazing. The two of you found each other and have supported each other through your journey of your studies and now your new jobs, and to see the loyalty that you both have with each other and the strength that you both offer one another has been very heartwarming for me to see the Basheret, who Meiron has found and who Kayla has found, to build a home together. Kayla, when you look at your family, what you see is Shalom Bayit. What you see is peace. And that has been so heartwarming to see how the families and the dynamics have come together and embraced each other and supported each other. It should be a role model for many, many other families of how to live in peace and tranquility for the sake of their children, for the sake of their family. And that, I'm sure, is going to be a message that you're going to take with you into your new relationship and marriage as you build your home together. Your mums are heroes or heroines. They've brought you up, and the dads too. But I want to make mention of Merle. Merle, you've held this together like a true trooper, holding your children through school, and then yeshiva and seminary, which Merle was part of too. Following that, university, and now jobs. To see them settled, working on their own, earning their own livelihood, is what Neil dreamt for. And you deserve that credit. And I'm sure that he's getting that nachas up and high and celebrating with us all. And Maxine, as a mum for Kayla, what you've done through the journey of your family has been emotional and inspirational. Supported by Alan and now Ian, the families are complete. And we're only too excited to be standing here together. And mitzvah Hashem, you should have bracha and hatzlacha and all Hashem's richest blessings in your new home that you're going to build together. Ayesod haTorah v'hamitzvah, on the foundations of Torah and mitzvah and learning and davening and kehillah and minyanim and shiurim and everything that you've been shown until this point. I also want to make mention of the Bobber. This is Edie Sher. Edie, you've moved into the home of the Jacobson family a number of years back, and you got a chance to see your children grow up. A blessing as you move from Cape Town to Johannesburg. And now you can be here to see this special day of Meiron under the Chuppa. Please God, may every day bring on its beautiful blessings. We look forward to celebrating many, many smachot in the future. Mazel tov, mazel tov.
For the first two prophets, we would like to call up Noam Levy, Kayla's brother.
One second. Your right hand. There we go.
I'm actually going to put a bit lower, yeah.
Okay, you go. One, two.
Right, and then I drink.
No.
Okay. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagofen. Amen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, shekol bara likvodo.
Amen. It's a fun. It's the sun in your eyes, and you're feeling a bit hot.
Yeah.
So turn around slightly. Turn around slightly. Okay, let me do it.
So now it's in my eyes there.
For the third bracha, we would like to call up Nathaniel Block, cousin of Meiron.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, yotzer ha'adam.
Amen.
For the fourth bracha, we would like to call upon Rabbi K.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher yotzar es ha'adam b'tzalmoi, בצלם דמוס תפניסוי והסכין לוי ממנו בניין הדעת. ברוך אתה אדוני יוצר האדם.
Amen.
For the fifth bracha, we would like to call upon Rabbi Saxton.
תסיס וסגל הכרה בקיבוץ פנה לשיחה בשמחה וכתו אדוני משמח ציון בבניה.
Amen.
For the sixth bracha, we would like to call upon Rabbi Altman.
שמח תשמח רעים אהובים כשמח לך יצירך בגן עדן מקדם ברוך אתה אדוני משמח חסון וחלום.
For the seventh bracha, we would like to call upon Leo Ronthal, friend of Meiron.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם
אשר ברא ששון ושמחה חתן וכלה גילה אהבה ואחווה ושלום ורעות
אשר ברא ששון ושמחה חתן וכלה גילה רינה כיסה וחדווה אהבה ואחווה ושלום ורעות. ירושלים
with some wine. Maxine? Careful with the wine, careful. Help Kayla with some wine. Behind him now.
For Bedeken Soanim, we would like to call upon Colin and Eitan Bartkunski.
Amen. Amen. It's at this point in time that we are reminded that our personal Simcha isn't complete until our nation's joy is complete. Even on the most joyous day of our lives, the day of our chasana, of our wedding, we are reminded of Yerushalayim. We are reminded of the destruction of the two Batei Mikdash. At this point in time, we also stop and think about those who are not present with us physically, but we know that they're with us in spirit, spiritually. We also think about the world over, the chaos, the communities of Ukraine who have been uprooted from their homes, from their shuls, from their schools. We pause for a moment to daven and to pray for Eretz Israel, to pray for the coming of Mashiach, because that will bring about a time of the third Beis HaMikdash, a time of rebuilding, a time that our dream will be fulfilled, that all of us will be able to go and to live in the Holy Land. It will be a time of peace and tranquility for the entire world. Yemesh Kochech Yerushalayim. put down your foot for the very last time. Mazel tov! With the veil. Civil again, remind me. I assume they're going to come with us, right?